In this video, you are going to get a strategy to help you smash the taller opponent. You will also get a set of drills that will help you build the skills to implement that strategy, and you'll also get a demonstration of how we can execute that during a round of shadow boxing. I also dispel a myth when it comes to tackling an opponent who is taller than you are. My name is Franz, welcome to My Boxing Coach. Before we get started, go download your book, The Beginner Boxer Toolkit. 67 pages, packed full of insights and information to help you on your boxing journey, be it for fitness or for competition. You learn about mental preparation, you learn about how to set up your own home gym, the 10 basic skills, video links to all of them, how to set up your training regime, the power, how to build 5 building blocks to build real power, 4 steps to lightning speed, 7 tips for great shadow boxing, and 5 rules to hit the heavy bag with, so that you get the most out of your heavy bag sessions. There is a link down below. There will be a link at the end. Okay, let's get started. Have a look at this 3 sections of the video. Hope you enjoy it. Three tactics that will help you dismantle a taller opponent. First, let's dispel a myth. A myth is that if you are shorter than your opponent, you must always drive to get up close, drive to get inside. I just don't buy that. I think you can maximize your effectiveness at long range. And listen, think about the logic of it. If you're trying to rush to get inside, to get close to an opponent, you are bullheadedly driving through the zone at which they are most effective, which is long range. You've got to think more. And let's put it into some context. So let's give an example. Tyson Fury, reach from fingertip to fingertip, 85 inches. Alexander Usyk, reach from fingertip to fingertip, 78 inches. Okay, so across the arms, you're talking about a difference of 7 inches. On one arm, we're talking about 3.5 inches. To give you a concept, them 2 lines at the front there are about 6 inches apart. So we're talking about this. If they're 6 inches taller than you, then add another inch on, because when you're punching up, you know the angle of attack. So you're talking 4 inches. We can deal with that. So don't get rid of that myth. You don't always have to just rush to get up close. These tactics are going to help you do that. Now, a reach advantage is only a reach advantage until it is breached. Okay. So the first job is to break range. It's all about getting the opponent to throw the shot when you want them to. So think about trigger, defend, attack. So we trigger with feints, we stand on the edge of range, we trigger with feints, get the opponent to let the shot go, either a jab or a backhand, and then we use reactive defense as block, push in, and we can fire our straight shots. So it's reactive defense and fire. The really key thing is getting that feint right and being just on the edge of your range, because you've got to cover those 3 to 5 inches to get you to long range so that you can land your shots. So lots of feints, get them to fire the shot, block and push in, so you're actually deploying a counter-punch strategy. Tactic number 2 then is switch out the reactive defense, so switch out the block, and we start thinking then about using side steps and angle side steps or slips. So you can be feinting, and then you're going to be slipping off the centre line or off the centre line there, so it's 1, 2 shots going past your head. Or you can go with the angled side step, so feint, angled side step across. You see that line going on the floor from the toe to the heel. Similarly there, feint, push across, we move into range and we fire the shot. Because now you're not having to use the reactive defence, now we're trying to close the ground as we do it, so we're getting them to commit. And you can just rotate those 2 blocks and tactics. Tactic number 3 then is firing in to the chest and body. Okay, so where's the head's up here? Really go for that body. Because you can switch from body to head, but if you work that body properly, so you're aiming for the solar plexus, for the liver, for the spleen, all of those vital organs just below the rib cage. So you can fire there, so So feint, push across, bang, 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 yeah? Come up and down the target. Backhand, push across, hook into the body. Target the body. So those three tactics work together. Tactic 1, trigger, do the block, move in. Tactic 2, then do your angled side steps. Rotate those two tactics back and forth. Tactic 3, get them to the chest and body. If you can bring a taller opponent on, if you can make them come forward because you're starting to dominate, fight's won. Fight is won, because that's not their game. They want you to be coming to them. Drills to help you implement tactics to dominate taller opponents. I'm going to work through 3 drills. You can either do these for 1 minute, 2 minute or 3 minutes, so 1 drill per round, 3 rounds. These drills specifically are focused on implementing tactics to dominate a taller opponent. So lines on the floor, central line, that goes from my toe to on my front foot to my heel on my back foot. There's my boxing stance. Centre line there, we've got a line here that we can use for pivots. We've got a line here that we can use for angled side steps. So every line, whenever we do our movements, it should go from the toe to the heel. And these 2 lines, they're about 6 inches apart. They give us our gauge for getting from our long range in to land to the opponent's long range. Okay, that's our edge of range to get to the opponent's long range. So first drill, simply for a minute, all we're going to do is show our feint. So remember, with a feint you can either hand feint, you can body feint, or you can foot feint, right? Doesn't matter, you've got one of 3 options there. So all we're going to do is feint, step in, 1, 2. Again, feint, 1, 2. Feint, or you can even do the foot feint, feint, 1, 2. Right? The objective here is that we're trying to trigger the opponent to throw the shot. You just do that for a full round. I mean, this is simple stuff. It's discipline that helps you master this stuff. Feint, 1, 2. Yeah? Line going from the toe to the heel. That's your first one. Second one then is using the feint, and we're going to then use an outside slip or an inside slip. Yeah? 1, 2. And the object here is, again, we're going to be throwing shots. We're assuming that the opponent's coming in with their jab. So we can feint, opponent throws the jab, slip, long hook. So you've got feint, 1, 2. Feint, 1, 2. Similarly, if we're going that way, feint, 1, 2. Feint, 1, 2. Feint, 1, yeah. Feint, slip, shot. Everything under control. Same that side. Feint, slip, shot. Okay, make sure you get the rotation, control everything you possibly can. And then we're going to use these here for angled side steps. So we're going to start at this line, and the object is for me to cover the ground between me and the opponent. And it's, again, we're only talking about this far. Doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be a big distance. From there to that angled side step line. But again, we're going to feint, and then we're across there, and we throw the shots, head or body. Feint, cross, 1, 2, 3. Feint, cross. Yeah, line, toe to heel, and you just decide what shots you're going to throw. Feint, push across, hook, backhand. Yeah? Discipline. 3 rounds, drills to help you dominate a taller opponent. Okay, so this is the first tactic for our
against a taller opponent, and it's really about really making them think at long range. So lots of feints, and this takes the drill that we did and see the feint all the time, and then cover that ground quickly with the straight shots. Now remember, we're doing this we're executing this, we've got to visualize the opponent. So after you've landed your shot, remember that punches are going to come back, so the guard has to remain tight. You could stay up close, you could deliver more up close shots, work the body, work the head, but a big part of this is really about affecting the confidence of that taller opponent, making them realise that actually at long range they're not going to have everything their own way. You're going to be able to compete at long range and cause them real problems. Just make sure that you always remember, after you've landed, that's when you're at your most vulnerable. So that's where you've got to deploy defensive thinking. So then we move on to where we're looking to use the slips and the long hook. So in the previous one we could have been using blocks as well to stop any shots coming back our way. But this is really about taking the head off the centre line as the opponent's throwing them long jabs and backhands. So we show the feint, do the slip proactively, expecting the shot, and then really commit to them long hooks. And similarly, you can stay up close after them. You've broke range, so why not stay inside, do a bit of damage, and then get back out ready to go again. But as always, the guard has to remain the same. You've really got to visualise throughout shadow boxing. You've got to visualise an opponent. I hate to see boxers just humdrum their way through shadow boxing. You've got to visualise a threat to get the most out of the activity. So again, all about slipping off the centre line and using the slip as a platform for the follow-up punches that really are intended to do damage. And then we move on to our final tactic, and this is about really bamboozling the opponent. We're going to switch head to body and body to head. We really want to sink these shots in now. So it's, once you get that first body shot in, pour it on after that. Always switch. If you land into the body, always try and switch and get something up to the head after it. But they do say work the body to make the head fall. When they're tall, work the body, make the head fall. And it is really true. Any one of these single body shots land as you want, it's going to cause real problems. You're targeting liver, you're targeting solar plexus, but really importantly, you're being dynamic with the footwork. You're pushing off to the side and really looking to just confuse the defences. This opponent's not going to know which way is up by now. Really pour these shots on and make it count, and sink the body shots in. Similarly, make sure you defend after you've finished your punching, hands high.
And there we have it. I hope you enjoyed that. Click the link down below, go and download your book, leave a comment, do a subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. You take care.